Hi everyone. I'm doing Theme Thursday today, even though it's Friday. I wanted to do it yesterday. I was ready to do it yesterday on Thursday, but the builders are working next door and they're actually constructing a whole series of rooms down the side driveway, which is actually just on the other side of my fence. And so yesterday the noise was just so much hammering and cutting with an electric saw, all that kind of thing. So I couldn't make a video with all that racket going on. So I know it doesn't matter if I do it on Friday, because that's what I'm doing. And here they are. And it's sort of, well, I wasn't sure about what to do about little patterns or critters. I had lots of options, but then I found and remembered that I had these two outfits in the exactly the same outfit, just in the two sizes. So Pippa's wearing the tiny one, obviously. It's a 4-0 size, and Lottie's is a 3-0 size. So the 4-0 means newborn, and the 3-0 means 0 to 3 months. And there's quite a big difference between them. As you can see, they fit both of them, each of them, just right. And I put their little bunny hats on that you've seen on Pippa and Jonty before. And I thought I'd leave Jonty out of this one because of these two outfits being the same. They're made by an Australian company called Marquee, who used to manufacture their things here in Australia, but now they're all manufactured in China. These outfits are like a year old. I bought them a long time ago. In fact, I can't even remember why I bought the 0 to 3 month one. Have no idea anymore. I can't remember. But even the quality this year, is just not as good as these ones. The printing of the patterns is not nice. The ink they use, the white fabric isn't really white. You might know what I'm talking about, but I am super fussy about that stuff. It's just not as good quality anymore, and I was happy. I loved buying these when they used to make beautiful little white baby nighties and things that were just gorgeous, classic stuff that they just don't do anymore, because now they're into, modernising and cutting costs and all that stuff. But anyway, these outfits are still cute. Let me describe them to you. Not that you can see them all that well, can you? They're actually navy blue on the top, so they're just like little t-shirts, but they've got, you can't even see, can you? Let me just go and have a look. Oh, sorry everybody. I'm working in a really squashy, tight area. Let me just fix that up again. Very tight area where I am. Okay, now what I really wanted to show you was these beautiful little pom-poms on the sleeves, because I love pom-poms. Let me see how I can show you. Put your arm down, sweetheart. Let me just get my hand around there. No, that's not much good. What about this one? Can you see those pom-poms there on the sleeve? They're really cute. So that's what the tops have got. And also they've got silver outlines of bunny faces on them. And the bunnies have got whiskers on either side and a pink nose. And there I go, kicking the tripod. So I don't know if you got to see any of that at all. So that's their tops. And their little leggings are pink with tiny navy blue spots on them. So you probably all know that pink and navy are my two favourite colours together. So I love these outfits, and I think they look so cute together. Now, because I wasn't sure that you would call a bunny a critter, I thought I'd better add a couple of critters. So Lottie has got a little, I think he might be, well, what do you think, a beaver? Because of his little tail. He's very old. He came with the doll that I bought a long time ago, and he was the doll's companion. He's lost a lot of his fur. That's how I got him. And I think he might be a beaver. I don't know, because we don't have such animals here. His mouth is sort of wide open, and he's got little round ears and a big sort of tail. So that's what I think he must be, a beaver. So he's sitting here with Lottie. And then Pippa has got this dear little Bambi with her. And he's made by Steiff, and so is the beaver. They're just a beautiful, I think this is mohair cut short, and there are spots on this little deer. Let me show you the other side as well. so cute. So this is a newer animal. This one would be probably from the 1950s, where the beaver, I think, is probably earlier than that. Well, I'm sure it's earlier than that, because of what it's made of and the look of it. So there we are. There's those critters. Now I have another critter to show you, and this one was a bit too big to leave with the baby, so I've just got it on the side here. And this is another Steiff animal. Can you see how big that is? Let me see if I put her there. Can you see the whole thing? Let me just move her across. There we go. There. That's a beautiful... It's not a fully grown deer because it still looks a bit babyish, but it doesn't have the white spots on it. And it is also made by Steiff, and it's got that very fine, short, beautiful coat, mohair coat, and beautiful black eyes, and a little black nose which has got like a white thread that's been stitched through the middle of it. Isn't that so cute? And it's got the yellow ear tag still in place and the little chest tag as well. So this one is probably 1950s, I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. So that was their big critter who was with them, but was a little bit too big to just put in front of them, because then you wouldn't see the babies. So I'll just put her or him there like that. Oh, you can't even see the face, can you? But she's so big. You just lie there. Let's have a look at you like that. Oh, okay. Doesn't look great. I think I'll just take this one off the picture because it doesn't look very nice to me. So there we are. There's 3 critters and 2 bunny rabbit girls. And I have, when I went to find the critters in my doll room, to reach the big deer, I had to move a lot of stuff out of the way, and guess what I reached? Once I got the deer out, I also could reach my Topsy Turvy dolls. So I thought I'd show them to you in this video as well, if you'd like to see them. Well, even if you don't want to see them, I'm going to show you. You don't have to watch if you don't want to, because these are old. So this first one, let me show you her. Here she is. So these are Topsy Turvy dolls. I might move away a little bit further so you get a better picture, a better idea of her. So there she is in a dress, which is faded. She is a small composition doll. She has brown skin, dark hair, and she's got 3 little tufts in her hair, one on either side and one on the top of her head. Let me see if I can show you a bit better. Her dress is very faded on the front, but I'll show you the back. It's not as faded. Now, it's not faded from being in my doll room because I actually there's no light that comes in there unless I turn the light on. So there's the back of her. Okay, so that's what one doll looks like. And then when you turn her upside down and flip her dress, I'll show you what's on the other side. Her sister or her friend. Let me show you. Just getting it, excuse me, the little dress all organised so it looks good when you see it. Here she is. This is the other side. And she is a composition doll. She's pink and she's got dark moulded hair. And her dress is blue with a small pattern on it. Little, I don't know, flowers or berries in orange and purple and teal. And the background's blue. And I'll show you the back. It's got 2 safety pins in it because very interesting. In the old days, say the 40s probably when this was made, they didn't worry about buttons and buttonholes or even press studs. They used to just use safety pins to do their clothes up. That's how they were made in the factory. So let me just show you her sister. See if I can display both of them at the same time, so you can get an idea of what they both look like. It's a bit tricky, I'm sorry, with one hand to get it just right for you, and the camera's not focusing. So you see, nobody's got legs. It's just like 2 torsos and a head joined together with different dresses. So the dresses are sewn together. One side is the blue print and the other side is the faded red print, which actually, excuse me, I didn't describe. But it is the same as the blueprint. It's just got a red background with the little tiny flowers in the same colours as on the other side, just very faded. And in fact, it doesn't have the purple flowers, does it? It's just got blue and green. And she has got a safety pin on the back of her dress holding it together. But that was quite normal. That didn't mean it hadn't been finished properly. That's really how they were done. So that's my first Topsy Turvy doll. I'm sorry I can't show you very well. The problem is, you know, without being able to manipulate my other hand, it's quite tricky. So now, excuse me, this is not as old, but it's still quite old, this one. Sweet little girl. Look at her. I think her face is vinyl. Let me just feel it. Yes, it's kind of, it is a vinyl. Definitely vinyl. So she's a sweet-faced little doll. She's got 3 tufts of yellow hair and a bonnet over the top, and her collar and her bonnet are the same fabric, and look, she even has a little apron in the same fabric. So it's a white background fabric, and it's got tiny little red and yellow flowers with green stems on it, and ric-rac around the edge of the bonnet, collar, apron, and look at the bottom of the skirt. There's the fabric again, trimmed in the same fabric, same ric-rac. And the whole dress, her top and the actual skirt part of the dress, is a light blue cotton, and her hands are just, let me show you, a little bit like our cuddle babies that people are having now, you know, with the cloth body, so the hand's sort of that shape. So that's that half of her. I'll turn her around and you can see the back. There's the back, there's her bonnet, which is actually sewn onto her top. Oh, there's a label. Let me have a look what that says and I'll tell you what it is. Oh, it says Knickerbocker. So this is an American brand. Can you see that? Knickerbocker. Let's see if it says where it was made. Oh, it's made in Hong Kong. New York, USA it says on there. So it was made in Hong Kong. It says The Joy of Toys, Knickerbocker. Okay, so now that's that side. Let me flip her over, because this poor girl has no legs, and her other half has no legs, just 2 torsos and arms and heads. That's why they're called Topsy Turvy dolls. They're really cute things. So let's have a look at the other half. I'm just flipping her over. So none of these dolls, none of my dolls in my doll room or toys ever see the sunlight. And I'll tell you why after I've shown you the other half of this girl. Here she is. This is the unhappy half. Look at her face. Her mouth is turned completely upside down. Her eyes are closed. She's got long black eyelashes, and she's just only got 1 tuft of hair where her fringe is. She hasn't got the little side tufts. And she's got a bonnet and a top, and they're of white fabric, it used to be white, with little tiny blue and yellow spots. And she's got like a full apron on that's on the top of her dress, and that's got blue ric-rac around it. And the bottom of her skirt is just a plain blue. She has no other trim on that. So that's the other half. That's her sad half. So she's a happy doll on one side and a sad doll on the other side. Pretty cute, eh? And I'll just show you, that's the back of her, just so you get a look at that. There we go. There's the back of her bonnet, which has got a frill around the face. That's pretty cute. So that's just the skirt, which has been repaired by the looks of it. But that's understandable. I'm not sure how old this one would be. I'd say she'd be about, I'd say early 1950s maybe. Now I'll just show you, that's her happy face, and then no legs, and that's her, oh, let me just flip her over for you. That is her unhappy face. Poor little girl. So I've got another one I'll show you, the last one I've got. And this is an interesting one. And then I'll tell you about why no sunlight gets into my room. So here is my third Topsy Turvy doll. And look at this funny head on this one. It's a sheep. the head of a sheep. So it's got like 2 ears at the side of its head, a red mouth and stitched nose. And let's see, oh, the eyes are like white buttons, aren't they, with red stitching in the middle of the buttons. There we go. It's quite good. It comes out cleaner on the camera than I'm looking at it, so that's good. You guys get to see it better than it is. So there's a sheep's head and sheep's little hands. So they're fleecy hands, and then the top of the sheep is like a shirt, and it's a patterned shirt, white background with little tiny blue flowers or little tiny blue circles to look like flowers with green stems and leaves, and in between there are some pink squares and some navy blue squares with a little white line running around the edge of the square. So that's that half, a sheep. They're very strange, and let me flip it over and we'll see what's on the other half. So no legs again, of course. No legs on this poor sheep person thing. And here is the other half. Let me just get it ready for you. It's very, very sweet. Here we go. This is the other half. It's a little girl, and she's got wool hair, a wool fringe, which you call bangs in America, we call fringe. And she's got a plain blue top and an apron in that, what's it called, Swiss dot fabric or Dobby fabric. So it's a very fine organza with little white dots on the organza. There's lace frill all around the apron and frill on the straps of her apron, and her hands are just pink cloth. And the top of her dress is green, plain green, to look like a blouse, and then under her apron is her skirt, which is the same fabric as the top of the sheep had, with the little blue circles for flowers and the pink squares and the navy blue squares. So that is the girl who goes with the sheep. So I don't know if she's Mary and the sheep is a lamb, I'm not sure. But let me just see, this is what you call a mask face doll. So her face is really just a fabric moulded mask, and then it's painted over the top. So she's pretty early too. She's probably 1950s as well, I guess. And Mr. Sheep, or Mrs. Sheep, whatever it is, it's just fur, like, I don't know what's it, maybe really, your guess is as good as mine, everybody, I don't know. But there you are, that's 3 Topsy Turvy dolls. I hope you've liked seeing them. And let me just tell you a little story about why there's no sunlight in my doll room. That's deliberate. There's only an overhead light in that room, and I keep it off unless I'm in there doing things. So what happened was, that doll room has got some glass cabinets in it. It's got a big open set of shelves. It's got some prams in there, and it's got a big window that faces out onto my back veranda. After I went to Germany and came home with lots more things, I thought, how on earth am I going to fit and display these beautiful things in that I've got? And what I did was I decided to cover the window. So I got a friend to get a big piece of timber that covers the whole window, and we attached that to the window frame, which is timber. And then I've got 3 large shelves that are a good height, so you can fit tall things on there if you want to. So that blocks the light out of that room, and it keeps everything in really good condition. It also keeps the temperature very consistent. So it's an excellent doll room from that point of view. So I know that nothing gets faded in there, nothing gets damaged, and yeah, it's really good. So if any of you are running out of space and you're okay with blocking off a window, because that whole structure can just come off, it's only screwed into the timber. It's timber on timber, so it's easy to take it back to the window. If I'm ever finished with that doll room, it wouldn't be a problem. But it was a great solution when I got back from that trip. And yeah, so that's why nothing gets faded. So some things I bought out are already faded because they're so old, but sometimes I don't mind that because it's not easy to find these old toys, and when they are a bit faded, it just shows that they've been loved and had a life, and you know, they've lived a bit, so I don't mind that. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed seeing those. You've seen all sorts of things in this video, haven't you? And I have one more thing to show you, and that is Phoenix. Phoenix is ready for you to see. I'm happy for you to see it. At the moment, Phoenix is not a girl or a boy, so we'll just have to see what happens next. So I'll just swap the babies for Phoenix and be right back with you. So here we go. Here's the darling baby. Let me just move this a tiny bit. It always changes itself, doesn't it, when I turn it on. Here is Phoenix. I don't know, his chin's not, his or her chin is not peeking out very well there, is it? Let me just see if I can adjust that a bit more. So that's better. Can you see that any better? Just so you can get an idea of the little face, which is absolutely adorable. I love this kit. It's the cheekiest, sweetest kit you've ever seen. I love it. I loved working on it so much. Every time I walk into my workroom, I just smile when I look at that little face. You can't help it, can you? It's just adorable. And that blanket I'm using there is been knitted by my mum in pink and blue. And before my first grandchild was born, she knitted this blanket for him because we didn't know what he was. It was going to be a surprise, and it was a surprise because he was a boy and he was Oscar. But my mum couldn't remember things very well at that time. She probably died about a year or two after Oscar was born, about then. And she made lots and lots of these blankets. She just kept knitting them, so everyone in the family has one or two. And I've got this one and I've kept it. And I thought it was perfect, seeing as we don't know what Phoenix is yet. We haven't worked that out. We just have to see what happens when the hair grows, and then we'll know better. Now what about, shall I try and zoom in on the little face? You might like to see that close up. There, I've given this baby the most gorgeous glass eyes. They're beautiful, but you can never see that on these videos, can you? They're blue with some brown around the pupil, quite similar to what I put into Atticus, who lives in Alaska now. They're beautiful German glass eyes. So let's zoom in, see if I can do this, guys. We'll zoom in closer, see if we can get onto the little face. Let me just go like this. The light's not great, is it? Just go. There. That's not brilliant, but it's sort of a bit of an indication. Isn't he gorgeous? I keep saying he, but it's because I don't want to say it. I just don't think of this baby as an it. It's already got a little life and a personality, and it's just adorable. Isn't that just the cutest baby? So the colour is strange in the camera compared to the actual colour, but you guys probably know how to take that into account, because the face is quite pink and gentle and sweet looking, whereas to me in the camera it looks kind of orange and strange. But you can still see, you still get an idea of this gorgeous baby. So I hope you've liked to see little Phoenix and how it's coming on. Let me just move this across and you can see that sweet little hand there. You might see some of the mottling. This is a slightly older baby, so it's not as mottled as I would make a younger baby, but it still has that mottled look, because I think that gives the skin a really good depth, doesn't it? And there's the other little hand. You want to see an ear? I'll turn the head to the side and you can see a little ear. But it's the cutest little sculpt. I love it. So this is Phoenix, and it's, I think with the bent legs it is, oh goodness me, I can't remember. No, I better not quote anything. There's a little ear. The other little ear is cute too. I'll turn it and show you. Very, very realistic. Oh no, you can't see it, can you? Let's go across a weeny bit there. There we go. There's the other little ear. And the sweet feet. Shall I try and zoom in, or is that just asking too much of myself in the camera? It might be, but we'll give it a go. I like a challenge. So we'll zoom in and come back. Whoa, Where are those feet? Let's see if the camera will zoom in on it. Will focus. Oh, it's trying. It's still trying. Come on, camera, you can do it. I know you can. But you're not doing it very well. That's really frustrating. I don't know, I see people put their hand in front of the camera. Let me try and do that. Oh, that didn't work for me, did it? Let's have a look at the other foot and see if we can get any better. Look there. It's trying. It's not very good. Alright, camera, we won't ask any more of you. You've done well enough. You've done well enough. Let's go to there and see how that looks. There, you can see Phoenix a little bit there. So there you are. That's how Phoenix is going. There's a bit more detail, just a tad more detail to do on the nails. All of the varnish, of course. And then I can start on the hair. So the next time you see Phoenix, I think you'll see a finished product. Because I don't like that patchy hair look. I don't think it does the baby any justice for you to see it half done. So I'll show you once it's all done. And there's Phoenix. I hope you've liked seeing my little Phoenix, even if the lighting's not that great. Actually, in this position, the head colour is more realistic than when I zoomed in. It's probably, yeah, a bit more realistic. It's less orangey looking. Yeah, alright everybody. I hope that you've been able to get through this whole video, and if you haven't, I hope that you've just seen the bits that you've liked. So thank you very much. Did I even tell you what day it was? No. I'll tell you now. It's Friday and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's actually a public holiday today, the 25th of January. It's called Australia Day. So people don't go to work today. Some of the shops are open, I think. Jen and I are going to the fruit market to do a bit of shopping this afternoon, in about half an hour actually, so I should get going and pack up, shouldn't I? So I will do that. But anyway, it's a very warm day, summertime, so that's what you expect. Sort of melting weather. I'm melting at the moment. Yeah, so there you are. I almost forgot to tell you what day it was. I'm glad I remembered at the end, because it kind of gives everything in context, doesn't it? Oh, I did say at the very beginning that I was late with Theme Thursday. Haha. So I wasn't so bad after all. So everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel, dodgy as it is. I'm really glad that you've come back, and I hope you've enjoyed my vintage Topsy Turvy dolls and my vintage critters and my babies in their semi-critter outfits. Because I'm really not sure a bunny is a critter, but I think that the beaver and the deer lend a bit of credibility to the critter title. So thank you very much, and I hope you like my little Phoenix, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye everyone. Take care and be kind to each other.